What's up guys? Now this is an emergency video because Ethereum is about to pump. I do not say this lightheartedly because the scenario that we painted out in the video last week is currently playing out. We essentially caught the bottom on Ethereum. I told you guys that the area between 3,700 to about 3,500 is going to be the area to buy. If you bought, you're currently up about 15% and things are only just about to get started. In the first place, the reason why we're doing these value areas is because it gives us a behind-the-scene glimpse into exactly what's happening with price. Is there interested buyers in supporting a certain area, or is it just going to fall right through? Essentially, price went from, almost breaking through 4K, failing the breakout, breaking through one of the value areas. Essentially, the moment price started free falling, check out where price free fall the most. It free fall all the way down to the value area low. And the reason why we're using value areas or volume profile in the first place is to give us a glimpse into what's actually happening behind the scenes. Are there interested buyers in supporting price here, or is price just going to fall right through just like what it did here? Now, if you guys did actually take the advice and place some orders around this area, then drop a comment down below if you've made some money thanks to the free videos that I make. If you haven't, don't worry, because you're about to get another opportunity. And that opportunity comes in the form of this value area here. If you look at the volume profile on the right here, this is a high volume node. Essentially, between this box here, market participants have generally believed that this is a fair price to not only sell, but also buy Ethereum. Essentially, now that you've dipped into the support and you bounced out really hard, this is now a new level of value. And there are two main ways that we can read this value area at the moment. Given that price is currently broken out of the value area high, and is currently finding support at the value area high, means that there is a potential for Ethereum to flip this previous resistance into potential support. So depending on how things go, this is the area where we want to be getting into Ethereum at. Like, this is already a good area to bid on Ethereum with our stop loss underneath the value area low. Now, this is just to be safe, because the thesis on this entry right here is that price is going to flip the value area high into potential support. Of course, if you break below the value area and you get rejected off of the value area high and you start going lower, then obviously this thesis is wrong. So if you really want to just play it a little bit more aggressive and be like, hey, I am fully expecting this level to hold as support, then you can just place your stop loss at the midpoint of the value area. Now, personally, the reason why I'm placing it below the value area low is because this is the highest volume node based on the last 500 candles, or just from this period to this period. Which also means that this area is also where the most buyers are going to be likely interested in supporting the price. So this is entry number one, where price is flipping the potential value area into support. Now, the second scenario is that this becomes a failed breakout. And the thing that happens with failed breakouts is that you oscillate back to the value area low. And the good thing about the value area low at the moment is that you have multiple points of liquidity. Right here, you have three relatively equal lows that have not yet been swept. Now, the importance of relatively equal lows is that when retail traders look at these areas where price has bounced from a lot of times without price actually breaking below, is that they are going to treat this as strong support. Essentially, every trader that went long at any point in this area is currently in profit and likely are going to place their stop loss underneath this area. Secondly, you also have a party of traders who are jumping into the market at this level because they think it's strong support. And thirdly, you have traders that are going to, short the breakdown. As price breaks through this area, they're going to go short. And obviously this is not the right move, because overall Ethereum is in an uptrend. If you start shorting in an uptrend, you can only guess what happens after. So they are going to end up getting trapped. But the real point I'm trying to make here is that this is an area where there are going to be a lot of interest from market participants. Don't get me wrong though, we do not know this for certain, but we can only make a hypothesis. And this hypothesis is made off of liquidity concepts, which I talk about a lot on this channel. And so far, in my years of doing this has still been proving to be a concept that works. And don't get me wrong, while the market makers and the smart money have access to liquidation data, this is also very much a hypothesis for them. And yet they deliver the price this way, they trade liquidity sweeps this way because it just works, right? Retail psychology is very much just mass psychology, and it doesn't take an idiot to understand how mass psychology works, especially in a financial market. So essentially, if price returns back to this area, there's just going to be a huge heap of people that are going to get stopped out here. And in every financial market, the thing you need to understand is that this is a zero-sum game, which means that every time you make money, you're not just printing money out of thin air. Whenever you win $1, you are taking $1 away from someone else who lost the trade. And more often than not, the entity that you're taking money away from when you do win a trade tends to be the market makers. They tend to be the big exchanges, the hedge funds, the institutional funds, whatever you may be. So it is literally in their best interest to stop out as many people as possible so that, they don't lose money. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, again, just two scenarios here, just thinking in terms of probabilities, just painting out scenarios, painting like if-then statements, right? If price does hold this as support, then, we're going to be taking a bet here that it's going to go up from here. But if price breaks into the value area again, then we're going to treat this area as a potential area to short. Sorry, not a potential area, a high probability area to go short, targeting the value area low. All right, just a quick trade. It's not very, the magnitude of this move is not going to be huge because, again, we're in an uptrend. In an uptrend, you want to be looking for long opportunities, not short. You could even skip this short entirely, wait for all of this liquidity to be swept, find support at the value area low, or the price to wick below the value area low. Another way to use value areas is that depending on the trend that you're using, like anytime you sweep underneath the value area, this represents a discount opportunity for you to get in. And a discount is essentially me selling you a brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max for like $250 US. Even if you're not going to use it yourself, you know that you stand to gain a huge profit just by reselling it on the secondary market. Even if you don't resell it at full price, even if you just sell it for a very cheap price of $750, people are going to take it and you're still going to profit. And this is the mindset that you want to have when it comes to buy low, sell high. And just a fancy way to describe that is premium discount. Anytime you sweep above the value area, you're in a premium, but you don't always, this can be misleading, but you don't always want to sell your iPhone just because it's worth $2,000 because, again, market is in an uptrend. That same iPhone can be worth a lot more in the future. I'm talking 3, 4, well, in the case of Ethereum, very likely $5,000 by the time all is said and done. Heck, we might even see a $5,000 Ethereum before the end of the year. Currently, that's the opportunity that you have. Again, if we just go back to Ethereum Bitcoin, the signal that has been printing on Ethereum Bitcoin has been something that we have not seen in quite literally 3 to 5 years. Take a look at the monthly chart here. This is a monthly demand, right? This is your drop. The blue box here is your base, and that's your rally. Currently, price has not retraced back into this area since the 1st of March of 2021. Sorry, so I'm using my webcam with a big monitor, so I had to flip that down for a bit. But yeah, we have not seen this price in 3.5 years. And most importantly, coming back down into the weekly chart, whatever you're seeing on Ethereum, just that slight lag that you're seeing on Ethereum versus Bitcoin at the moment is just price retracing back into, guess what? A weekly demand zone. You have a drop, that's your base, and this is your rally. So in the event that you've retraced back into this demand zone, that is going to be the bottom for Ethereum. That is where I'm going to be full porting into Ethereum. And this is going to be one of the most profitable plays out there. Again, you do not have to look too far away to see that the Ethereum narrative is truly taking hold. Taking a look just at ENS, I bought this at $17. I called this in the Discord group a few months ago. And currently it's up almost 3x. This thing is going straight parabolic, and it's only a matter of time until we see $100, potentially even $200 ENS. And if you believe that Ethereum is not going to give you the gains that you are looking for in crypto, then take a look at ENS, because this is considered a beta play compared to Ethereum. Essentially, this is another trade I called for ENS on the Discord group, which, by the way, if you have been struggling to get results this bull run so far, crypto is a really overwhelming market with so much information flowing in and out all the time, with new projects getting released, new whitelists, new whatever. It's really hard to keep track of where you should focus your attention into. What if there was someone, or in this case, a team of people who are experienced in crypto? We've been doing this for years. We are doing research every day. We compile all the best plays and just give it to you on a silver platter. Chances are, if you take those plays, you're probably going to do a lot better. If this isn't relevant for you, feel free to completely ignore this message. But if whatever I said resonates with you, feel free to check out the first link in the description box below, because we truly feel like we can help you out. Now, just to go back on one last thing to Ethereum, just now we looked at Ethereum Bitcoin and we painted out a potential just area where price might retrace to, especially when we look at the weekly demand zone. Currently, that is about, let's see here, about 6% away from current price, which also means that if we extrapolate this back to Ethereum and just go down by 6%, let's see if this lines up with any potential areas of support, and it will be back at the previous value area high. So now, of course, this is not going to end up being a one-to-one comparison, but still, there are, again, two scenarios. There's one thing that's certain with trading is that nothing is ever certain, and it's all about playing the probabilities. This is a decently high probability bet. but this is an even higher probability bet. And so there's nothing wrong with taking either one, just understand the risk parameters. But if price were to break below this value area, it would very likely, like the sweep below this value area would likely coincide with that retracement on Ethereum Bitcoin back into the weekly demand zone. And this is going to be just a perfect area to buy. Everyone gets stopped out, you buy, price breaks back into the value area, and then boom, off you go. You're going to see 5K really, really soon. So guys, don't sleep on the Ethereum narrative. This is going to be huge. I've been saying the same thing now for a few weeks, and honestly, you just got to give this a little bit of time. Ultimately, with crypto, we know where the direction is going to go eventually. The problem is that we can never nail down exactly when it's going to happen. And so just trust the process. Like, price is already playing out beautifully. And yeah, don't sleep on this. And I hope the gains are with you. Stay safe.